Hey everyone and welcome. Today we'll be talking about how I like to approach starting new worlds in my cozy survival playstyle. For my cozy gamers out there, this approach focuses on getting set up fairly early in the game without feeling rushed to accomplish every major step. So the first thing I like to do is pick a goal and make sort of a rough plan. It's really easy to get bored in a game like Minecraft where there's no explicit end condition, but that's also part of its beauty. There are so many different things you can do. Do you want to slay the dragon? Explore all of the rare and wondrous biomes? Maybe build a sprawling medieval city? Or even just try to survive hardcore under some crazy conditions? The goal that you pick is really up to what you think would be the most fun for you. Once I know what goal I'm going for with this world, I'll do a little bit of research. This is usually just me scrolling through Pinterest or YouTube to see if there's any type of build or concept or idea that really sparks my interest. When I decided to make my build-focused Let's Play series, I watched some tutorials from different creators on how to improve my skills. Once I've gotten a little bit of inspiration, I move on to finding a seed. Yes, you can just launch the game and pick whatever random thing it gives to you, but I think it's actually really important for your long-term enjoyment to know that the world that you're playing in is going to give you what you're looking for without you having to search thousands and thousands and thousands of blocks. So to get your seed, you're going to go to the website chunkbase/app/seedmap. This website is really cool. The first thing you want to do is make sure you select the version that you're playing on, and yes, they have both regular and large biome options. You want to click generate and it'll give you your seed. Some of the really neat extra features it has is if you go down here, you can actually select what you want to see on the map. I tend to deselect all of it because it's a little bit much to look at once and just look at the biomes and spawn point. Occasionally I'll also turn on the villages. The next really cool feature is you can highlight specific biomes if you're looking for that in your seed. So for instance, if I wanted to find every taiga biome and see how close they are to spawn, I can do that. But I'm actually going to look for something closer to a flower forest or sunflower plains, and find one that's relatively close to spawn. With that done, it's time to take a look at our world settings. What settings are and aren't valid to play with seems to be a fairly big point of contention within the community. Generally speaking, play with what you think would be the most fun, because the people that are going to judge you for that probably aren't standing over your shoulder while you're playing. Since this is a survival world tutorial, I would recommend leaving the game mode in survival. This would also be a great time to put in your data packs, resource packs, mods, anything else like that that you plan on using, because it loads a little bit quicker than when you're actually in the world trying to apply them. But we're going to go down to more world options, and this is where you'll actually put in that seed. Make sure you have your world type set to whatever type of seed you grabbed, or you will end up in something different, and click Create New World. So once you're in the actual world, we're going to start by making the basic tools. Take down the first tree you see. I almost always turn it all into planks, but you don't have to do that. I go looking for stone almost immediately. You can see here I did spawn next to a village, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to ignore it for now. Now that I've managed to find some stone, I'm going to make my first wooden pickaxe, and mine out about 12 to 20 stone. A lot of people will tell you to just ditch your wooden tools. I would recommend keeping them. They at least work as fuel until you can find coal. You can also see I was really lucky here. There was some exposed iron, but that isn't always the case. Next, I'm going to look for some sheep to make a bed. Look, we all know what I'm about to do to him. Just get the wool. If you have shears, you can actually clip it off without having to, well, you know. But for now, since I only found one iron, I don't have those yet. With that done, we've made our bed, and we have our first basic tools. I'm gonna go over here and grab this sugarcane. That's definitely recommended anytime that you see it, because it can be used to make pages for books later on. Once I've got my bed, axe, pickaxe, and furnace, I go looking for either a cave or a ravine or even a mountaintop, somewhere where I'm likely to find coal and iron. Once we have a basic amount of coal, I'm going to make us some torches, and since it's kind of getting to nightfall, I'm going to seal us in this cave. When you reach your first night, you have two options. Really, you have three if you want to stay out and deal with the mobs, but assuming you do go into a cave or a hole or find some sort of shelter, you can either sleep or you can mine through the night. I tend to mine through the night just to see if I can find anything, at least then it's a little bit more productive than just sleeping all the way through. However, if you choose to mine, be very careful not to fall into a cave. It's very easy to get overwhelmed by mobs down there, especially when you don't have armor yet. I did spend the night mining, and I went down to a level where iron is supposed to be fairly common, but I got kind of unlucky this trip. No biggie, it's time to now leave this cave, and I will go searching through this village. I usually just open the doors and look for any chests that I can find. Sometimes villages have really good loot. I was very lucky to find this book here, and honestly the apples aren't a bad thing to take either, but I'm gonna also grab their stone cutter because I know that I'm gonna use a lot of stone brick materials later on. With that, I'll just kind of continue my search for any coal or iron. Once you have enough iron, I highly recommend making your shield, which will really help you deal with mobs, an iron axe, and an iron pickaxe. If you're doing a more build-focused play, you might also spare the resources for some shears so you can get leaves to decorate your builds later on. And a bucket is honestly super useful to take with you with some water, because if you're underground, you can end up falling into some lava and that can save your life, or if you're high up and you're fast enough, you can drop it down so you don't take any damage from falling. Once I have all of my basic tools made and a good amount of iron, I'll go exploring for where I want to set up my first starter base. If you want to find a lot of really nice stuff early on, I would recommend getting a seed that lands you somewhere in or near a plains. They tend to have a lot of ruined portals, villages, open spaces to lead into caves. Honestly, it's just packed full of everything you could need early game. I'm going to grab these stone brick materials again because I know I want to use them for my build, but you can almost always, and in fact I think you're supposed to always be able to find a chest with these ruined portals. Sometimes you get really lucky and they actually have what you need to complete the portal inside of them. This one didn't, but it did give me some basic armor to wear. I continued to explore until I found an area that I thought was really, really beautiful. Once here, I move on to building, so I will see you once our house is built. Starter bases can be as intricate or simple as you want. Definitely recommend having some sort of storage, smelting, crafting, and a food source. Well, that's it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.